Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. I'm Alex.
I'm Araceli.
And this is Streamin' Dreams. First things first, we want to thank everyone for viewing, liking, and subscribing our first video.
Thank you guys.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the support. We look forward to bringing you much more content here in the future.
Yes, we hope so.
So we just left Colorado Springs and we were on to the Grand Tetons, and we made a quick pit stop over in Laramie, Wyoming to see my brother, who we hadn't seen in quite some time.
No, like probably 2 or 3 years. It's been way too long, way overdue.
Way too long, absolutely. So it was an absolute blessing. We were able to meet his wife and also their new baby.
Yay, we love babies. We're big baby lovers.
Oh yes, and absolutely beautiful niece. So proud.
She's a fellow Mexicana too.
Yeah, big shout out to you guys. We love and miss you guys already.
Yes, and we love their baby. The kids were enamored, especially our daughter. Mm-hmm. She was ready to babysit her. 6-year-old babysitting a 6-month-old.
Next stop was Fireside RV and Campsite, which was rather difficult as far as trying to schedule and make reservations in the Grand Tetons. It was pretty packed.
Yeah, so what we didn't know is that you need reservations when you're staying at the Grand Tetons or in the Grand Teton area in Yellowstone. People make reservations a year in advance. We made our reservations like 2 to 3 weeks in advance.
We are rookies.
Yeah, so we had no idea that it was going to be like that. And like we said in the previous video, we're not quite ready to boondock yet. So we needed full hookup and
endless supply of water.
Yeah, we need to figure out how to be more resourceful with that.
Yes, with experience and I think time, we'll kind of get accustomed to ins and outs, if you will.
Yeah, so we ended up booking at Fireside because it was the only place left, and although it had a lot of negative reviews on Campendium and other places, we went in there with very low expectations, and we ended up loving the views. The views were beautiful. Mm-hmm. The campsites were close together, but luckily we didn't have a neighbor one of the nights, so that wasn't too bad. Afterwards, yes, they were close together, but it served its purpose. I do wish that the Wi-Fi was better there because the kids were already in school, and it was really hard just logging in, Zooming, and all that good stuff.
Absolutely, and they are obviously doing a distance education program right now, so like she said, wireless is really key. Obviously, this is our first time experiencing that as well, so we are definitely looking for some reliable wireless service wherever we go from here on out.
Yes. So the next day we went to see Jenny Lake. That's where I really wanted to go and stay and see.
In the Grand Tetons.
Yes, and on the drive over there, you can see the bottom of the Tetons, but because the smoke from the California redwood fires caused like a huge haze over the entire landscape, so we missed seeing a lot of the ridges and just the clarity of it. But it was still so beautiful.
We're kind of curious, like why are the views so off? You know, is this just a haze? Is it just mist, fog that had rolled in? But little did we know, and later found out that the redwoods were burning. So a little bit bummed, but like my wife said, views were still impeccable. And
so we were there, what did we do? We did a lot when we were there. We did a hike, we did a trail.
Definitely crammed it all in for the time that we had.
We did a trail. We
Hidden Falls Trail.
Oh, the Hidden Falls Trail was like a little over a mile.
Yeah, right over, I think 1.3 roughly.
Yeah, and it took us longer than normal because we saw bear.
Bears.
Oh yes, we saw bears.
Yes, we stopped many times. And the good thing about this is, well, number one, this is the first time we've ever seen bears in the wild, maybe.
Yes.
Luckily, other people on the trail gave us a heads up, you know, and let us kind of know what was going on.
I would have totally freaked out if we were walking and a bear would have crossed.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Luckily, it was like every time it's like, oh, there's a bear 100 yards. 100 yards further up, a bear just crossed with its cubs. And I was like, oh, thank goodness that we got 4 more, so I'm not quite ready for that yet.
I completely agree. And the park rangers were out there, and they were kind of making sure everyone was being safe and staying a safe distance, not only for the people's safety, but the bears as well.
Yes.
It was really nice. We got a couple good shots of a couple bears. We also saw some moose.
Oh, we did see moose. We saw a lot of big moose.
It was from a distance, very, very far away, but
yes, and they were in a valley.
One thing I want to say is that one of the great things about this Hidden Falls hike in this Jenny Lake loop that you can walk is If you're elderly or you do have really small kids or it's, maybe just too much of a hike for you, they have a wonderful ferry boat that will actually take you across that lake over to where the hidden falls are. Now, you will have to walk, roughly maybe 100 yards after that?
Yeah, maybe.
To get to the actual falls, but it's very easy hike after that.
We did walk to the falls, and then we took the ferry ride back because Alexander's feet were covered in blisters. He didn't have the right shoes. His feet are growing like crazy. Parenting fail. We are really bad at checking their shoe sizes consistently, and unless they tell us that they are bleeding or they're
in pain.
Yeah, we don't ask them every little bit if their shoes are tight. So his feet were pretty tore up with blisters.
And our daughter was pretty much tapped out at that point as well.
Yeah.
She saw the bear, she saw the beautiful scenery, and she was done.
Yeah.
So another little pro tip that you may want to do: take some cash with you though. I didn't have anything on me, but luckily they were very nice on the ferry ride back, and they gave us a discount.
Yes, they were very, very nice about that. But the trail I highly recommend it. It's so beautiful. You're along the lake the majority of the time. It's just like it sounds. It's beautiful. You just can't imagine anything else.
What would you rate the hike? Like 1 to 10, what do you think difficulty level?
I think easy, like a 2.
I'd go maybe like a 3, but I think maybe because we have kids with us.
Yeah. Afterwards, we went to Jackson Hole. So it surpassed our expectations. It was so much bigger and larger and more diverse than we had thought it was going to be.
Yes, and it gave us a great opportunity because we needed to get some groceries. As we mentioned, our son's feet were killing him on the hike due to these really tight shoes. So it gave us an opportunity to also find a place that, maybe had something in stock for him. And luckily, we found a pair.
We hope to return to Jackson Hole to have more time, sit at the restaurants, eat. We're still not really eating out at places yet. So we want to go back, enjoy the restaurants, enjoy the shops, enjoy taking our time in the town. So after we left Fireside Resort, we were able to make our way to Colter Bay Campground. That is the campground that I was wanting to go to the entire trip. So I was really excited that we got lucky. It probably took me over a week of refreshing the internet to see if someone canceled because they were having cancellations every day and it's first come, first serve. So we were able to get a campsite with full hookups for 2 nights. And let me tell you guys, it was
worth it.
Yeah, it was so awesome. It is the epitome of what you think of camping. There's trees, it's wooded, but the amenities, like the things you're close to, you're like in walking distance to, like if you do want it, like a full service laundromat, to a gift shop, to the marina, to hiking trails. It was so amazing. The community and the camaraderie among RVers, especially Airstreamers, was pretty cool too, because we met an Airstream family at the last one, and then at Colter Bay we met tons of Airstreamers.
Like 6 or 7, I think.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool to meet more people
Really
to discuss with them like pros and cons of the different sizes and types of Airstreams.
Models, years, everything.
Yeah, so that was fun, but we enjoyed Colter Bay a whole lot.
Yes, number one, we enjoyed it so much that I think the day we left, we got online and booked it for the next year.
We did. We booked a whole week for next year. Yes.
Whole week. So the 2 days, while it was worth it, wasn't enough.
No.
So we definitely plan on going back. Super excited, super pumped. Already planning that trip, like I said, a year in advance.
Yes.
So one of the cool things that really kind of hit me that you touched on was it really truly felt like we were camping all of a sudden.
It did. It really did.
We've been at a number of RV parks and, you're on a concrete slab or
gravel.
Or you see the city behind you and everything else, but we were surrounded by pine trees. It was quiet.
It was dark.
The breeze.
Yes.
It was just absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
So I don't think the pictures do it justice, but you can judge for yourself.
One thing that I do want to say is when we got there, everyone was bear aware. We got the bear aware speech so much, and every time we would check in, they would we just want to let you know we're experiencing a higher number of bear sightings and bear activity. So we had to be bear aware every time we went anywhere, which meant this girl is not going to walk the dogs at 5 o'clock in the morning in the dark.
Well, which also meant that we bought bear spray.
Yes.
Yes. We were
more importantly
not familiar with this bear spray. But yes, it was like, $50, I think. But the good thing is, well, number one, we didn't have to use it.
No.
The second good thing is it's good for 2 or 3 years. So we can carry that with us for quite some time. So it's not necessarily money wasted.
Yeah, no, I hope it works, but it also made us.
You don't have to find out.
Made us super paranoid when we were hiking around there. One big thing, and not just me, the kids too, but it was this guy. He's like, shh, I think I hear something. Shh, I think I hear something. Like every time we took a step, shh, hold on, guys, I can't hear. Shh. Needless to say, it was awesome. There's a great hiking trail nearby. You're right on the lake. We jumped in the water. There's so many like private nooks here and there off the trail where you can go in the lake, and of course,
picnic areas.
We got in. Ice cold.
Some
water.
of us got in.
I got in up to my thigh.
Doesn't count.
I was already super cold.
It was cold. But another tip: have some water shoes or some form of foot covering because the rocks are rough. This guy forgot. The kids had them, thankfully, but it was tough getting in and out. Absolutely freezing, completely refreshing. And well worth it.
So beautiful. We picnicked. We were there for a couple hours, and we saw a lot of couples like in the evening taking their bottle of wine and their food and having date night. So free dates, free family dates. I loved it. It was so beautiful.
Sounds like a hint. And if you've already been there, can share us some tips, maybe some places to go, places to see.
Yeah.
Like we said, we are going back next year and can't wait. Try to plan out as best as we can and give us some advice. So we hope you guys enjoyed the video and our look into our little Grand Teton adventure. Stay tuned for the next episode next week where we will be sharing our Yellowstone portion of the trip. Yeah, very cool. Absolutely incredible too.
So like and subscribe to our channel to get to see what happens next on our trip.
Yep, hit that like and that subscribe.
Have no idea where they are, but yes.